go. What's going on, everybody? Hopefully you are doing well. Thanks for coming on by and hanging out with me again today. Always a pleasure to have you along for the ride. I've automated a couple of things here, the music being one of them, and hopefully the headphones. So let's find out. Okay, you can hear me just fine. I can hear me just fine, I should say. So let's go ahead and verify that over on the YouTubes and over on Twitch. If you're joining me on LinkedIn, thank you so much. I'm doing that through StreamYard, and that's all well and good, other than the fact that you can't really chat with me there. So that's a shame. All right, there's the audio. So we're in good shape there on the live stream, and things are looking all right there too. So what's going on? Man, it has been a very busy week here in my household. We actually did a little bit of traveling last weekend and had a chance to have some time with the family, with my wife and kids, and we did a little traveling down to the Tennessee area. So got out of there just in time because there were massive tornadoes that went through there just yesterday, and we were home the day before. So we came home on Tuesday, and then yesterday they had some really bad tornado weather. And then today, though, all is well, according to the people. Sorry about that, StreamYard folks, which would be just LinkedIn. The microphone situation out of vMix is weird when you're trying to get it back into a web browser. So for those of you joining me over on LinkedIn, you should have audio now. You know what? You know, we could do one better, I guess, and go and look and actually pretend like we're a real stream. Let's go ahead and click here and just see what is being said on, where are we here? Come on now. All right. Let's see if we can hear this stream all right. It's going to load. Yep. There it is. So now we're live over on LinkedIn. If you're joining me on LinkedIn, thank you so much. If you want to join the chat, you can do that over on YouTube at Jono Canute, JONOKNEWT. That's my YouTube channel, and that's where the majority of this show lives, over on YouTube for now. I'm also on Twitch, so if you'd prefer to not be on YouTube but be somewhere else, I am on Twitch and I'm on LinkedIn. So if you want to chat, over on Twitch and YouTube is the place to do that. Yeah, so it's been a busy... Since you saw me last, we left on Friday afternoon after the kids got out of school, and we ended up going to the airport right from there, and then we had a very busy weekend. Saturday was kind of our slowest day, and we were pretty much still booked solid. Sunday then was full on. We had a morning production to do at the church, and then we were on to seeing things around the neighborhood and whatever. Actually, Sunday afternoon wasn't so crazy. Unfortunately, the hotel that I picked, the pool was basically inoperable. There was a hot tub, but it was constantly full of young men, and so that was discouraging. But then by Monday and Tuesday, we were doing school stuff, and we were really busy with all the things that we were trying to figure out down there, and so we definitely did not have time to go swimming. So the kids were a little bit disappointed about that. It's not the end of the world, but we made the best of it, and they got some extra perks out of that trip. We did fly for the first time Southwest Airlines, so I don't know what your feelings are about that, but what an experience Southwest is, that's for sure. We were able to kind of have the full experience, and quite frankly, the planes are pretty much the same. This was a 737-800, I think, pretty much the same as a Delta flight, other than they don't really have like the screens in the seats or anything like that. But my kids have screens. I've got all sorts of screens. Like, I don't really need that anymore. I do like to have a way to track the flight, and on Delta it's easy because you can just leave that up and running on the screen as kind of like a screensaver. But you can do it on your phone now with Delta and with Southwest, and so that was kind of a nice perk. I was just following along and trying to sleep, especially on the way home on Tuesday. I was dozing off and on for the ride home. So I do like the boarding process for Southwest, mostly because I have a family and my wife and kids. We kind of wanted to sit in the same vicinity of each other, and we were fortunate enough to be allowed to board during family boarding. Now, what Southwest does is they have boarding groups. You get it on your tag, but there's no assigned seats. So when you get on the plane, you pick the next available seat that you want to take. And if you get in the A or the B group, you'll probably get a halfway decent seat. If you get into the C group, that's going to be a choose your own adventure type of situation. And so we did get we got to go in family boarding, which is after the A group. And we got to sit with our kids, and they both got windows. And so what my wife and I did was we put the kids up against the window, and then we sat in the middle seat, and then we had a stranger sit next to us. And so they quite liked that a lot, and we had a good flight out and back. And it didn't necessarily break the bank. Some of it was covered, and much of the trip was covered, and so it wasn't crazy expensive for a flight of 4. The problem with Southwest is they're very choosy about where they go, and so I was thinking this would be great if we wanted to go down to Florida or out to Seattle again for another cruise or something. So I started looking, and it's not really. I mean, it is cheaper, but it's not really cheaper. The thing that is super cheap about Southwest, which I really love, is that you get 2 free checked bags. And I guess that is because they weren't having much success charging, or maybe they've never charged. I don't know. But everybody was bringing all sorts of stuff onto the plane. And I noticed in Southwest that when they allow for 2 free checked bags, there's very little luggage coming onto the plane. I mean, a lot of people still have a single bag. But quite frankly, if I had a choice between checking a bag to a nonstop destination and bringing one onto the plane, I would much rather put it under the plane with a little Apple AirTag and fly it out there for free. So I think where Southwest is a great contender is if you're taking luggage or you're taking a family and you don't want to check bags, you don't want to carry on bags. You get the first 2 bags across a domestic flight in the U.S. You get those bags checked for free, which was great. I mean, we loaded 3 big bags with stuff, all of them under 50 pounds. And for us, we were out there for like 4.5 days. And that was great. We had basically everything we needed and more. But I could have probably taken some more clothes, but I'm not great with that planning aspect of trips. But it is what it is. No big deal. But yeah, we definitely had a really great trip, and we had everything we needed for several days, and didn't have to worry too much about having to take it all on the plane. So what my wife and I did then is we took our backpacks, and the kids took nothing. The kids just went by themselves on the planes with no backpacks, and we just packed their devices and the things that we needed for the day in our backpacks. And they were heavy enough, but worked really well. Everything else went under the plane. So big fan of Southwest. Thanks for a great first experience. The flight crew is a little, I won't say unprofessional. I'll say a little more relaxed than a Delta crew. Delta seems to take themselves pretty seriously compared to Southwest. Southwest is like cracking jokes and trying to have a good time. I appreciate that. I don't think air travel needs to be excruciatingly difficult, but there you go. One of the things we're going to talk about today, on this trip, I was able to give a set of new Bluetooth headphones that I've wanted to try for a while a really good try. And these are the MEE Audio Pebbles, okay? So they come in this little carrying charging case, similar to the other ones that I have. The other case that I have is in a triangle. This one's in like an oblong egg shape. And I wanted to give it a good try because the ones that I have are sound isolating. They're not canceling, but they're sound isolating, so they help with airplane noise and babies crying and all that sort of good stuff. I'm usually sitting next to the engines. It's pretty rare that I have an airplane trip where I'm not like at the wing or on an engine. So having noise canceling or noise isolating is really helpful. I've never owned a pair of Bose noise canceling headphones or any other brand. And there are a few brands that I've always been wanting to try, but I've never had the financial position to drop a few $100s on a set of headphones that, for a 1 hour plane ride, it's not really required. So I have always struggled with wanting to have a pair, but not needing a pair of headphones like that. So there's another set that a friend of mine who worked for me over at Bird Dog, he had a set of Sonys, and I'll pull them up here over on the legendary Amazon, and we'll kind of go through some of that. And then I do want to talk about these MEE Pebbles because I do have some ideas about that. Good morning, Zach. How are you? Thank you for stopping by. I always appreciate you hanging out with me. I don't think I have screen capture on, so let's go ahead and do that and get my screens captured. Screen capture HX, or as they say in Australia, HX. I think they also say that in Europe. It's only the Americans that say it incorrectly. YouTube is now potentially... What's going on here? It says excellent condition, but my preview has dropped. So I'm going to refresh the YouTube page just to make sure that we're still good to go. And I will watch the stream, as I should, over on Yoink. Over on my phone, just to make sure that it's happening. Yeah, okay, so it appears to be a browser issue, which doesn't surprise me because my browser has been having issues the past few days where websites don't refresh correctly. It's a little bit strange, so to look into that. I'm probably hacked, but people are going to be real disappointed with what they find on my computer because there's nothing much interesting. All right, so headphones. Now, I don't know if I kept the list or not. So let's go over there and see what I can pull up. And we'll start. Okay, and now my HX has... Okay, come on now. I'm going to close down some browsers just because I don't need these open necessarily. Make sure I've got everything kind of shut down that I don't need open anymore. Free up as much resources as I can. CPU overloaded. Yeah, big surprise. Okay, so let's go to my lists and let's talk briefly about headphones and where I come to this conversation, because I definitely have played around with the desire to have really nice headphones and the noise canceling ones. You know, if there was a time that I was going to do it, it was going to be when I started traveling down to Tennessee last year, and I never did it. I never really found the need to do that. I have a bit of an issue with being out in public while wearing like massive headphones. I think it looks weird in terms of you're not obligated to be a part of society, but it definitely looks like you're trying to ignore everybody. So there's like a pretentious aspect of wearing big giant earphones like this, walking around in public, especially ones that everybody knows are noise canceling. But you know, that's okay. Oh, interesting. There's some new players on the scenes, it looks like, and so we're going to take a look at those. Now, another employee that I had over at Bird Dog had those bone inducing? No, bone, what do they call them? Bone conduction headphones. And those were pretty neat. That's pretty neat. Man, I got to get that sound effect out here. Those are pretty cool. They had, you know, you couldn't hear them, but they actually just, from what I could tell, they just had little speakers on the front. My brother has a pair of them too. They just had like little tiny speakers on the front that just bleed the sound into your ears. Pretty cool idea. Not too sure if that's the route I want to go, because in some regards I am a bit of a snob when it comes to good music, but not necessarily, you know, to the nth degree. So I have thought about, my wife actually said that she would be interested in a pair of like bone conductive headphones, and I put it on the list of things that, you know, might consider here. But let's go over here. So the ones, I believe that the former Bird Dog employee current Bird Dog employee, he's not gone. But my former employee used to have a set of M3s, as I recall. This is kind of the next round for Sony. Noise canceling. I'm not a huge fan of... he said something about he used the wrong charging cable and now the wireless function doesn't work, which is bizarre to me that they would have that kind of fatal flaw. But these ones, he let me listen to them briefly, and they sound quite good. So I would be interested in something like these if that charging cable flaw was corrected. JBL also has a set that are like $100 cheaper, adaptive noise canceling with smart ambient. They look nice. I've customized the ears on these guys through a third party because mine were falling apart, and so these work really well, but they're not noise canceling. And so if I put them on, they don't quite have the same effect. But on an airplane, that's really when you use these. Maybe if you have a noisy office environment or something, you might use them. But other than that, I would rather spend the money on the audio drivers than the technology to do the active noise canceling. So I don't know, JBL, that's a good price. The issue for me is like the ones, right, are these Bose headphones. These are kind of the standard classic that have been around for a long time. They have those ear cups that say left, right inside. Let's see if it'll load a picture. Maybe not. It really does not like to load these pictures. But anyways, the Bose headphones, which are $250, they've been around for an age, and that's kind of the gold standard when you're comparing headphones to other noise canceling headphones. And so, again, I just haven't brought myself around to spending $200 on a pair of headphones that I don't actually need. The new contender here is these Sonys, which have noise canceling ability built in. I don't like it when headphone companies mess with the EQ. And so Beats is particularly a culprit of this, where they change the low end on the EQ somewhere in the 200, probably like the 100 to 250 realm, to try and give more of like a thumping low end. I don't care for that. I'd rather have a flat EQ, which is where these guys, these Audio-Technica M50s come in. They're very good for monitoring audio and making sure that you're hearing exactly what it is that you're recording. They don't manipulate the sound at all. So I'm not a big fan of, massive bass and all that crap. I would rather have a flat EQ. And there should be, on all these headphones anymore, there should be an EQ chart showing what the range is. Maybe it's on the box. Did anybody take a picture of the box? No. So I've never been a fan of Beats. I just don't think they're a good idea. And then these are those bone conductive ones. So, that's kind of the other side of this conversation, because where I entered into this is I have some active noise isolating. They're not noise canceling headphones from MEE Audio. They were like $60 and they work pretty well for what they are. And they're not a break the bank type of situation. These ones, the MEE Pebbles, they're like $15. Okay, so there's no active noise cancellation, nothing like that. However, the thing about these Pebbles, and I'll pull them up here on the screen so that you can see them. The Pebbles are particularly for comfort. They're not hyper focused on sound quality. They're hyper focused on them being comfortable in your ears. And I think that is a valid reason to consider these if you're just looking for wireless headphones, okay? A lot of these types of small earbuds all basically sit in the same realm of acceptability when it comes to audio quality. All right, they all kind of hit the 80 percentile, that between 10% and 90%. They're all sitting in there somewhere in that bell curve of good enough. And that's where I think these guys really do fit, is somewhere right in the middle. Okay, they're great. They're not great, but they're not bad, and they sound pretty good. But they make up for their lack of high professional audio clarity with the comfort and design of the units themselves. And so I've never owned something that don't have the little suction cups inside that like stick into your ear. These just rest inside your ear. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but they rest inside, right in that like ear cavity that's here. They just sit down and they don't fall out. They're actually quite comfortable. And, oh, sorry everybody. And the thing that I like about these the most, let me fade this over so you can see this a little bigger. What I like these the most is you can wear headphones over them and they don't bug each other. So if I wanted to monitor the show through my M50s, but then I wanted to have my microphone come back through a different audio input or output into my Me audios, I could do that. I could just have two easy to, and wear the headphones and they're not super obtrusive. One of the benefits to that was I cut the lawn last night because it was way overgrown because we were away, as I was saying. And I put on some ear protection that you wear when you cut with lawn machines. Put on my ear protection and put those inside and listen to a podcast while I was cutting the grass. Worked great, no ear fatigue. And what I like the best is that as your jaw moves, okay, if you eat or if you grind your teeth like I do, as your jaw moves, they don't wiggle out of your ear. They stay in. Whereas the ones that have the actual plugs that go into your ears, if you move your jaw around, your jawbone is going to push against your ear cavity, and it's going to push those earbuds out, which is one of my major complaints with the other ones, the other headphones that I have. From Me Audio, same company, I would say that the audio quality from the Pebbles, here we go. The audio quality from the Pebbles and the audio quality that I have from, I think they're like the MEE 5 Pros or something like that. Let me look. Come on. Yeah. These ones, the X20s. So these headphones I bought back in almost 2 years ago, over 2 years ago. They have this little triangle case, and it has active noise cancellation is what they're calling it. It is not noise canceling. Okay. For earbuds that go into your ears, they can only cancel as good as the seal is on your ear canal. Whereas over the ear headphones like those JBLs, they're going to create basically an isolated sound with pressure against your head so that, and then use the microphones to kind of cancel out the ambient noise. So these ones don't really do that per se. Okay. They're good, but they're not great. And currently they are listed for $50. I think I bought mine for $60 on sale. The list price is $100, but we all know how Amazon does their list pricing. So that is not particularly true. And I think the audio quality between this and the other headphones is honestly about the same. So, what's going on, everybody? What's going on, Chad? Hey, is this why production crews wear big headset intercoms? Very, very possible that they wear. I mean, I know that the production crew that I work on have one-ear headphones, but they do to isolate the sound so they can hear what's going on the soundstage. So, hey, going good. Just working on some emails here. Work got you at a nice 55-inch screen. Okay, tell me how that looks on YouTube. All good. Thanks for putting me up there big. I have a pair of Sonys for use on a plane. Yes, and Sony just came out with another contender, we'll say, that are $100 cheaper than their Sony MX4s, which I would, if I'm not going to get the Bose Quiet Comfort, I would get the Sony MX4. So there you go. I have my custom that I am able to put on a Bluetooth setup. That's cool. What's going on, Angus? Good morning. Thanks for stopping by. Hey, I'm listening right now on Sony MDR 7506s. It's nice and natural. All right, let's pop that into the algorithm. So Sony 7506. Come on. There you go. All right. Oh, yes. Oh, I know these headphones. These are the classics, my friend. Yeah, you professional. You're such a professional. These are the MDR 7506s We run these at the soundstage. They're great. They're pretty basic, like in terms of there's no frills, but they have great audio sound. So thumbs up to these ones. I've used these before and would approve this message. Go ahead and if you're looking for an affordable set under $100, there's your answer right there. For the Sonys, there's an app that lets you adjust the EQ. Ooh, that's cool. Angus says, hey, for Bluetooth, I have two favorites, COS KSC75, and I modded with a Bluetooth unit from KZ Audio, and the Spider TWS. Those ones I'm not familiar with. Both of them are clip-on over the ear. Oh, okay. Gotcha. That's why, because that's not normally the realm that I hang out with. There's no isolation whatsoever, but that generally doesn't bother me. I have to use an... What is this? Sorry, I'll send this up again. ALC Air Customs or the universal fit on the Bluetooth setup. It's pretty slick. Well, we'll Google that in a minute. I can't use anything that seals against in my ear canal. I will clog up with wax immediately. Do the Pebbles suffer the similar fate? No. So the Pebbles don't go into your ear canal. They sit in front of it. The actual speaker, I don't know if I can show this on the camera well enough, but the little speaker that's on it here, this is the back side of it. If you can, let me point it towards the light maybe. Really hard to tell. Sorry, everybody. There is a little driver right there, and it does not go into your ear canal. It sits in front of it. And so it's really convenient. They don't isolate at all. These are not sound isolating, earbuds. But like if I hated them, they were less than $20. So I'm not too upset about that. They were the right price to give them a try. So there you go. John, you are a bad influence. I bought a 1RS 360 because of you. And now I'm about to buy these MEE Pebbles. Hey, why is your Instagram link broken? What's going on, Mick Official? Good question. My Instagram link is broken. Wait, YouTube. Where are you seeing my Instagram link? Did I get banned from Instagram as well? Funny story. I didn't get banned. I think it's because my name changed, probably. Instagram is now formerly Bird Dog John. John O'Canute. So let me look at my handle real quick. Where did you see that? I'm ordering these now. I mean, they're not going to be as nice as your professional headphones over there, but they're fine. Yeah, so username is John O'Canute. Is no longer Bird Dog John, if that's the one that you're trying to find, because I'm no longer Bird Dog John, unfortunately. So let me look. Where are you seeing that link? Tell me where that link is, and I will have it updated. Is it on my YouTube page? Maybe it's on my YouTube page. Is that where you're seeing me? Let's go over. It shouldn't do that, but let's jump over there. Have a little look-see. Instagram. Oh, wait. John O'Canute. Sorry, this page isn't available. It's right here. Did I misspell it? Hang on. Okay, so there's probably... it might be the @ symbol. Hang on. I'm not too sure why, but... Hey, that's not at all what I'm looking for, though. I want something just like you described. Something I can pop in my ear under my regular cans for stream monitoring. It can definitely do that. And I will get into some real world examples here if you still need convincing. So let me handle, where is my Instagram one? This one. Okay, let's try this. Publish, view channel. Bob's your uncle. Is it just / John O'Canute? Is that the problem? Yep, there it is. Sorry about that. So Instagram link should now be Fixed. Oh, geez, Angus. Boom. All right. Thanks for finding that. I really appreciate you bringing that to my attention. As always, you guys are always making my channel better. Let's go now to the studio. And for those of you joining us over on, StreamYard. Something went wrong at StreamYard. I bet you my stream over on LinkedIn is dead. Dead in the water? It sure is. Ugh. Brutal. All right, go ahead and start. Wait, the stream has ended. Oh boy. Not cool. Not cool. All right, so my LinkedIn stream is DOA. Hey, Angus, there are audio combiners that let you plug into the board and be on comms using the same headset. I do that every time. That's one way to do it. I would agree. Share has ended. That's really annoying. Hang on. Okay, here we go. I'm going to relaunch on LinkedIn and see if it lets me do it. Boink, boink, go live. Okay. You are live. Hey, welcome back, everybody, over on LinkedIn. If there was anybody over on LinkedIn, I'm not too sure what happened there, but it definitely dropped. Hey, I just followed you on Instagram. Oh, thanks, Angus. Appreciate that. True, though I often wind up using different comm systems depending on the gig. Yeah, one thing that I'm a little annoyed with is the comm system I picked, which I should have thought this through, is that it doesn't allow us to put a live feed into the headphones. And it wasn't a super expensive one, so like in the future, if I gotta swap it out for something else, it's no big deal. But for this rig, I love having this option. Now, I'm going into an X32 core, as I've talked ad nauseum about. And so I'm not actually able to route it just yet, but I will definitely give that a try and get my headphones. But here's some couple of real world. I wore these on the airplane, and it didn't do the, obviously, the active noise canceling function that the other ones do. However, I did find them easier to use for longer amounts of time. The one thing I will caution you is that there are gestures on the backs of these little headphones. And man, you really can't see that contrast so high. So there are gestures that you can, they're touch surfaces basically, that you can use on the back of the headphones. When you, I haven't gotten the hang of it yet. When I take them out and put them in, sometimes it does the function. And I would like that not to happen. But that was convenient. I wore that. My son was playing his little Nintendo Switch, and I had my headphones in, and I was listening to a podcast on the airplane, and that went really well. Then I gave them to my wife, who is a foot smaller than me. Okay, she's 5 foot, and she has, we'll say a petite girl, so she has smaller facial features and everything, and smaller ears than I do, and they weren't super comfortable for her, although she wore them for probably 30 minutes because she has an issue with those ones that go into your ears as well. And she said, I like these better than I like the ones that go into your ears, like the AirPods. But she's not sure that she would wear them because they kind of stick out of her ears a little bit. Whereas with mine, they sit flush inside. And so they're not quite as intrusive. So in a couple of weeks, I'm flying back down to Tennessee for another weekend of work, and I will wear these again, and I'll wear them on a solo trip to see. And that reminds me, I need to get that plane ticket. Also, your friendly reminder: Mother's Day is on Sunday, so for all of the women in your life who you consider mothers, don't forget to be thinking of them and whatever it is that you do. That's coming up quick. Hey, so it's simpler just to do this. The ADV spiders do a great job as well, but the little pebbles look like a good one to try. For $15 if you hate it. you haven't really lost a whole lot. So I think that's where these headphones shine, is that they're so inexpensive that even to lose them or something is no big deal. So I like them. I didn't have any issue with them falling out of my ear. They stayed tucked in there just fine, and worked pretty well. So big fan of that. And on a wireless Bluetooth headphone rating, I would probably put these middle of the pack. All right, nothing crazy special. The nicest feature is that they don't go into your ear. They sit just in this little opening. And if you just have average size features, they're going to work for you. I do like the fact that the driver is flat on it. Okay, there's no protrusion into your ear canal, and the little charging case is nice and small. Charges up just USB-C to standard USB charging. So didn't take too long. When I got them home, they needed to be charged for 2 hours, and then I tested them out. So I had to hold my excitement for a couple. Yeah, my birthday doesn't land on Mother's Day again. There you go. So you don't get overshadowed by all of those selfish mothers out there. Angus, it's a cable that sits between your headphone and the 4.5 pin headset connector on whichever comm system that you're using. Basically a reverse Y cable. Ooh, that's cool. That's a useful piece of information. The headphones that we run with, let's jump over to Sweetwater. Don't laugh at me. But they're just basically a wireless headset system, and I just use them to communicate to our camera operators and our visuals team, so ProPresenter. And as a director of the show, I'm giving requests to, hey, go to this shot, go to this shot, go to this shot. And they work pretty well. Let me think about what they were called. I think I've looked at them on this show. I'm just going to look up this on Sweetwater real quick, because I think that's where we got them from. Man, I do not know what is going on with the stream today. It's still going. It's still going on here on my phone, so I'm not too concerned. But my computer is really unhappy with the trying to monitor the show. What are these called? I'm gonna just type in some general terms and see if I can pull it up. So, yeah, in general, with these MEE Audio Pebbles, I put them right in the middle of the road. They're kind of middle of the pack, work well, not amazing, not something that I was like, you got to get these. But I do think for what they are and for comfort for long term. Okay, I cut my grass yesterday. It takes me about 2.5 hours, especially when it gets really long like this. I cut my grass yesterday, and I wore these the entire time. No ear fatigue, nothing like that. I was really happy. The way that they performed, and with a set of grass cutting, ear protection over top of them, they were not painful to use or anything like that. So I really liked having them. Was it Sweetwater we ordered these from? Now I can't remember. So yeah, if you're looking for a cheap set of headphones, definitely look into the MEE Audio Pebbles, because they're good stuff. And maybe Angus is going to give us his impressions when he gets his, since he's already ordering them. One of my goals is to make sure that you spend all of your money on unnecessary things in your production, right? By talking about things that you don't necessarily need to buy, like the One RS or the MEE Audios. So MEE Audio headphones. So there you go. Google AV Lifesavers. Oh, cool. I will check those out. Hey, thanks for the tip, Chad. I'll look into that. It's May 13th. Well, my cousin has hers on the 25th of December. Oh, that's a bummer right there. Hey, I need to run. Got to start a show. Take it easy, Angus. Always a pleasure to see you. Thanks for stopping on by. So, yes, my Now the RS1, the Insta360 RS1. Now this is the 1-inch or now. Oh, Angus has had to leave. The 1-inch or the like GoPro 360 camera that they have, because I believe the RS1 is the no. There are two versions. The first is the Insta360 One RS 4K edition action camera. But the other one is the Insta360 One RS 1-inch camera, which is the one that I want. And that camera is really stinking cool. To give an impression... Oh, well, I could do this on the show. So Oh, that's interesting. Unavailable. So this is the RS 1-inch, and this is the camera I want next. I think it would be great, because it has a huge 6K sensor. Now, I took my Insta Evo with me on this trip, and I surprisingly still got it to work. And I shot some video this weekend of a place that we were at. And I guess I can't really pull that up right now. But anyways, I shot some video of a place that we were at and then came home and put it in my headset. It was really hard to watch. Like, really difficult to watch. I rendered it so it records it at 2880. And you have to bring it down to 1080 in order for computer to really kind of keep up and watch it. And like, you could make out most shapes and stuff, but it was clear that the image was not a high quality sensor. And so I think ideally, if you're not moving around, and one time I gave it to my daughter, I was like, here, take a video for me. So she's like, okay. And so she's walking around the house and it's not smooth at all. It's really like makes you seasick watching it. So I would love to do something more like where I can get more resolution out of it, still scale it down to 1080, but the image be sharper and you be able to see more detail. And that is where the Insta360 1-inch would come in, because it is a 6-inch, it is a 1-inch sensor at 6K, but it gives you a 6K sensor, which then stretched out gives you like 2.5. And then you can, reduce that down to 1080 and actually probably have a pretty nice video that doesn't take up an enormous amount of space. I have noticed that the Insta360 Studio, which is the product that you use to render the videos, works really well on my Windows PC and not so great on my Mac, which I thought was interesting because my Mac is actually pretty powerful, but my PC is kind of 5 or 6 years old, and it still works better on the PC than it does here. So I don't know what that's about, but it is about that. So we have it's an interesting riddle as to why that's behaving the way that it is, but it works pretty well on my PC, and I was able to render those videos fairly quickly. And then I put them in the headset, and they were hard to watch because there was just a lot of movement. So when I took it on a cruise, I took my Insta360 Evo, which is a discontinued camera, by the way. On our cruise, I put it on a tripod on a balcony, actually the tripod that this camera is sitting on a balcony, and recorded the coast going by, and did that for 20 minutes. And that video is great. It's really nice. It's not crystal clear, but it certainly is easier to watch because there's not as much movement. When you're walking with the camera or moving with it, and then you're watching this in a headset and your body isn't actually moving, it's a little bit discombobulating to say the least. Okay, the headset that we run is called a Ceremonic We Talk system. It is this five set system, and you can expand this out to like 19 different headphones on the group. That is basically, we've already maxed out. We have 4. We have a master, this one here. We have a master, and we have, this is the master headphones. And then a bunch of other units that are paying attention here, right? So they're all on the same channel. This is the set I think we got. Is that right? No, we got the one less than this. It's a 4-person set. Regardless, we're using these. They work pretty well. I've actually been really happy with them. You don't know what you're getting until you get it, and they've worked really well for us. As a matter of fact, in regards to our production crew, they've been really, it's really elevated the way that we operate because everybody's on the same page. So that's been great. Let's go to intercom systems, wireless accessories. There should be a whole bunch here. Lavaliers, wireless transmitters and receivers, camera, microphones, intercoms. Now, they have a unit. Oh, come on. You don't have it here? They have a unit that you can basically add as a base station. And then you can add a bunch of headphones to it. And you can add 2 base stations and add even more. And so let's look this up. Ceramonic wireless. Let's just DuckDuckGo this real quick. Intercom system. And let's see where we can buy that little box. I think the box is silly expensive for what it is. Maybe B&H. So we have this. We've got like the charger. We've got a bunch of extra batteries. We do have the single ear versions because it's helpful for us to hear what's going on in the soundstage as well. But it's a good little headset. It's not super difficult. Also, if you flip the antenna up, it mutes your microphone, and then if you flip it down, it unmutes it. That's a very helpful tip. Like, didn't know that until I found it out one day, basically by accident. Ceramonic. Let's just, until I close the site, sure, you can track me. Where are we here? Wireless intercoms. I want to look at this company. Come on. All right, so instead of that, we're going to type it in here. Ceramonic. And in here, intercom systems. Good, there's more products here than first hoped. So they sell these little like base stations that you can buy. There they are here. You can see them. That then allow you to expand the system. I don't actually see the little... that's so annoying. Let's look at the Ceramonic base station, the hub. I guess that's what we're calling it. Out of stock. Well, that's not a good idea. So... all right, here. So this takes over as the master, and it allows you to expand from, I think the maximum without this is like 5 headsets, and it allows you to go up to 8. We really need this product, and I need like 2 more headsets as of right now, because it's amazing where you're like, we'll get 4 headsets, that'll be enough. And then you got 2 cameramen and somebody on Pro Presenter and the director. That's 4 headsets. So we need to get another one. What I'm curious about this unit is, does it have an audio in? Because if it did, then you could run your program into it, right? And I guess you could also use it as a... is it wired? What is it? I don't understand. It's got a battery. Replace the master hub with this hub, which allows you to use 1 wired headset and 8 remote headsets all at the same time. So this plus 1 wired headset is basically what we would need. So let's go back here. Actually, let's go... I don't know where to look here. Let me try and jump over and figure this out. Hey, if you're going to be near Nashville, stop by All Claire. You can get free impressions and listen to all the ears that they have. Plus, they do shops for churches, too. They come out and do impressions on site and bring sets of ears and for band and text to listen to. and they'll give you a discount too. I want to check these guys out. So let's type them in and put in Nashville. I am in the Nashville area. I mean, I will be very soon. So I will open this website and take a look at that in a second. And I'm going to open up another B&H website, and I want to look at Ceramonic Wired. Ceramonic Wired. What? Come on. Ceramonic Wired headset. All right. So custom in-ear monitors. All right. Let's just cut to the chase and find out exactly what we're talking about here. So we'll go to the shop. Low profile headphones that are universal fit, or you may design your own ears. So if you need to be fancy on stage, you can get your own little Ceramonics. And then they have these universals. Active hearing protection, that's cool. Passive hearing protection and earplugs. All right, so let's just go with stage and live. Which do you recommend here? Like, what's your go-to headphone that you would want to use? I'll pop this over here. Huh. StreamYard just crashed again. All right, I'm done with that. Chad says ear tech. Okay. And where oh right. Wireless headset. There we go. Ceramonic wired headset. No products found. Wow, I really appreciate this. None of these things being in stock. Ceramonic wired headset with microphone. Why? Lightweight, omnidirectional. I would love to get actually a dual. So all of ours have one ear, but for the director's position, I'd love to have dual ears on that because that would be ideal. Okay, so it's not on Amazon. Wired headphones, 5-person, 1 ear. Full duplex, 9-person. None of this is very helpful. Wireless, on-camera, shotgun mics, wireless intercom systems. We'll go to Amazon. We'll see what they got. Unavailable, 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 unavailable. That's not good. Crap. The hub is also not available. So they're going out of stock. Did they like announce a new product or something? We should order it sooner than later then, because we need to get this thing. I'm a little annoyed that they don't have like, also get this, you know, like instead they have like cable ties and stuff. Anyway, all right, I'll stop being bitter about that. I own the RSM quads. Okay, so let's check those out and see RSM quad drivers. Wowzers. Those are not cheap. That's for sure. Running $700 about, which, I mean, if this is your livelihood, then that's not a huge ordeal. Very down the middle for the EQ, which is nice. Good for vocals. Launch the designer. You can design your own, I guess, which is nice. If you go to the top of the page, they have a list for Best for. So click on that. Best for. Oh, nice. Worship leaders, sound engineers, front of house engineers. I'm curious what they have under for bass players. Most popular. Spire 6. These are your best options. The universal dual drivers or the dual XB drivers. Okay. What is a crossover? Best for studio engineers. Audio file, so I don't even want to look at that. 6 driver. Design now. All right, so here are the best in-ear monitors for studio mixers. Again, the dual driver shows up. The universal fit. There's the quad. And the triple driver. So depending on where your budget is, you know, jeez. They go from low to high. Design yours now. Universal fit. Earphones. Typical use, I mean, $150 for a set of in-ears is probably reasonable or expected if you're really into the stage performance stuff. This guy, $300 is a little steep for a universal fit, but here, vocals, bass, guitar, drums, podcasting, video editing, front of house, studio, and keys. So this is probably, I suspect, one of their better sellers just because it covers almost everything with the exception of hi-fi, which, again, is pretty much everybody. People call themselves audiophiles, but, like, there really aren't that many. There are some, but if you just really like good audio, that doesn't make you an audiophile. But I have met a few people I would consider audiophiles, that's for sure. That's really cool. I'm going to check that out a little bit more as we go along. I'm going to see if the system can... And then this is also the base station, so... Can you buy them singular? Yes. Okay, here you go. So for $150, I don't need the master. I like a whole fleet of just individual ones, but they don't make them that way. So we really need 2 more of these. So I would go with getting 2 more. Special order from B&H. Let's just go over to Sweetwater and see if this exists. Probably doesn't, given the fact that they've... Oh. Yeah. This is the one we have. The 4 crew. I just need like 1 or 2 more at this point. I need to have 1 spare. You know what I mean? Like if I want to have a guest in the booth listening to the production crew, seeing what it is that we do, I want to be able to give them a headset. So... Let's see what we can do about that. All right, so we covered the MEE audios. If you missed that, go on back. You can scrub that after the show and check that out. Always a blast to have that conversation about, you know, good audio stuff. I'm a front of house guy. Very good. See, my rig is actually... I'm a mix bus guy. We're sending out to stream first and then front of house afterwards. It's We get the cart before the horse at our production. That's all intentional, by the way. I'm happy to talk about it too, but that's on purpose. They're best around compared to Audio 64 or Ultimate Ears. They are than these. Okay, sorry, it's 12 o'clock. My RSMs would be over a 1.5 or more from the other two places. Wow. Ear Tech is also a good one to look at. Ear Tech. Are they in Nashville? Hey, if you get the base station, then you can get a cable to plug into your ATEM, and then camera operators can be wired. Say that one more time. Are you confirming that? Because here, it says link. I want to know. Let me look in the specs real quick. Base station has one input. See, here's the thing, though, is with the audio coming in from the show, I think I would want it to duck that audio every time we talk. So I don't know if there's a way to tell it this is program audio, and when you hear somebody else speaking, cut it out. Stop talking. Overview. Expand your intercom up to 9. Full duplex operations, simultaneous communication, blah, 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 blah. The WeTalk hub system doesn't just limit you to 9 people. It's expandable and allows you to create an intercom system up to 17. Add a second hub with the WeTalk long link cable along with up to 8 more remote headsets for up to 17 total. WeTalk is ready to equip your entire team as your needs grow, and you can even mix and match single or dual headsets to suit your team's needs. All right, so this is expand it. You can customize your intercom system around the hub, choosing a single or dual headset as needed. Unlike intercom systems, say they're full duplex, this is real duplex. I don't know why they have to put that in there. There are no limitations on how many people can speak at the same time. That's an issue. The WeTalk intercom system is more powerful and effective than walkie-talkies, other two-way systems, and other full duplex commentators or intercoms that limit your communication to 1 or 2 at a time. Operating is less congested. Yeah, I don't think that that's a function, you know. Bummer. But still, oh, there's the battery right there. But you can also plug it in via USB-C, I believe. So includes charging cable, expand your intercom system's capabilities. So we just have to try it, I think, at this point, and see what we could get out of it. Let me just put this in here. Just so I remember. To do this. There we go. Okay. Just making sure that I don't forget. These headsets, though, honestly, for the price they are, guys, if you have a church or you have a small production that just needs comms, these are really good. Like they're not the greatest things in the world, but man, they are clear enough, and you don't have to speak very loud in order to turn on the Vox option on these things. You can mute your microphone if you put it up. You know, it's a fairly simple, reasonable product. And I think that if you're looking to expand to a team of like 18, 19 people, this with the hubs is pretty inexpensive to get in the game. Now, this doesn't allow you to do things over the web or do things, through the cloud or whatever you're doing there in terms of intercoms. But like if you just an enclosed studio like we are, Man, these have been really good for us, and I think that it's a good place to a good place to start. I will say that the little rubber pad on the other side of the ear is a little stiff, and so if you can afford to get the dual headphones, go ahead and do that. But if you need people to hear your production and you need people to hear you talking, the headphones can be flipped either way, so you can use your dominant ear, but also and the microphone can go either way. So really great stuff. We're already maxed out in terms of people using it. I'm gonna need 2 more likely because pretty soon we're gonna have somebody on the floor and we're gonna have somebody running some more media stuff. So we're gonna need to expand the fleet. It's amazing how quickly that happens. You know, it doesn't take any time at all to use up your resources and then need more. So be aware that that happens quickly. Hey, you can get a cable to combine the base station and the ATEM comms together for one bigger system. You can get a cable to combine the base station. Yeah, my question is though, like, where do I do that? Do I put that in here? You know, like that audio port right there, I'm assuming that's what we're talking about, is that you would connect the cable there with the ATEM and just do program out or something. Honestly, we'd come off the board. We could, you know, just go out and output out the board and into this thing. The issue though is if we talk on the headset, is this thing going to be dominant? I guess we could turn this like way down so that we could still hear what's going on in the background. It's a good idea though. Yeah, let me think about that. Oh, I'm sorry, you're not seeing that. This little box here, like it has a max volume, and so you could just turn it down, way down, and plug into that headphone port, just like you would a headset, right? And then it would just run the audio. This is technically a belt pack, and that port is for a wired headphone. So I don't see those wired headphones offered anywhere. I think Saramonic wireless intercoms. Let's just look at their website. I'm sure that it's listed on their website as an option, but where do you find that wired? I'm going to reject these. All right, thanks, but stop bugging me. All right, so let's go to headphones. Wireless intercom systems. This guy right here. So this could plug into that little hub, and then that's also a headset. Stop. Don't ask me to subscribe. But where do you buy it? You know? I don't know. I don't know where you buy it. I got somebody calling. Man, I'm getting a lot of spam phone calls. I think my information got AT&T did me dirty. Anyway, so if I click on buy now, where does it take me? Buy now took me nowhere. We got to go to the official Saramonic store. Who knows where that is? Spend $99 and get $3 off your shipping. Cool. So I don't really see where to add those items. I guess it would be here. But no, I want a different product. I'm not too sure what's going on here. So intercom systems. Let's go to... Oh, here it is. AliExpress. Okay. Hard pass. Hard pass, everybody. Hard pass. I'm not doing that. They must have pulled themselves out of Amazon. That's sounds like what's happened. It's likely just a generic TRS headphone jack for iPhone style headphones. Agreed. And the ATEM switcher either has the same or a 5-pin headset depending on the model. It's a Constellation. So it doesn't have a audio out, I don't think. Or it does, but it's only for... No, it doesn't have audio out. Yeah, it's a Constellation ME2. So there you go. Alrighty. Well, this has been fun. I like doing this every Thursday with you guys. So now listen, May and June are going to be extremely busy. And there's lots going on, stuff I can't talk about just yet, but you will be informed one day, hopefully next week or the following. I have, as a placeholder, next week we're going to do a Netgear initial basic setup. That's because a buddy of mine over at Netgear has agreed to send me a demo of a simple switch, and I don't have any of that information on my... I don't have like any of that setup stuff on my channel. And so I was thinking that I would redo some of my videos that I had done long ago back with Bird Dog and just use these sessions to kind of do that. And we would do a training portion just like we used to do with Bird Dog, do a training portion, then go back to the chat at the end. So I'm thinking that is what we're going to attempt to do. However, I know my buddy over at Netgear is extremely busy. And so, oops, sorry. And so it may not make it here by next week. And so if by like Tuesday or Wednesday that product doesn't show up, I will go ahead and schedule some to talk about something else. So right now that's the plan. That's what I'm going to do with those sessions. Is we're going to do a basic setup, getting out of the box, logging into the switch, all that good stuff. And then the next week we're going to talk about actual AV design, network design, and a bunch of stuff like that. So I'm going to break it up over a couple of shows and, really kind of make it something. Now, I could just do one super long show and chop it all up, and I might not. I don't know. We'll have to see. The Constellation has a talk back. Is that what you said? Let's look at the back of the ME2 real quick because, oh, gosh. I really dislike it when... Here we go. So we have a talkback Ethernet and audio analog in. So I don't see anything there. The Constellations have a 5-pin headphone port in the front for connecting comms. That port has buttons on the front for enabling program audio and 2 comms channels on it. You can also get a 4-wire to XLR cable. It's on the front. How did I miss that? Yes, you're right. There is one. Okay, so we could do... All right, so give me that layout again. Okay, because there is a talkback on the front. I don't like that it's on the front, but maybe I could do a 90 degree or something. But if I wanted to take the audio from this and integrate it into my headphones so that we had program audio being played in my headphones, in my intercom system, I could come out of this 5-pin, right? It's a 5-pin jack, which could be set up as a program audio out. And then we could go out of here or potentially out of the back, I guess. Let's keep going here. Where is it? Where's that picture again? What is this talkback XL or this talkback Ethernet jack? What is that? Like, is there Blackmagic talkback Ethernet? Talkback questions. I'm curious about the Ethernet talkback functionality of the Constellation line and how it integrates with the studio converter boxes. As far as I can tell, they all have a single point of connection. So how would I go about connecting more than one? It's for a 4-wire intercom system. There's no Ethernet on these connections, just analog audio. This would be to connect the intercom matrix for ClearCom or to connect the cameras to switches. Okay. All right, so we could come out of, let's go Black Magic. It's not Ethernet. It's a 4 balanced audio port in RJ45 format. It's a common on ClearCom systems called 4-wire. Well, there you go. It shows how little I know. 4-wire to, do they make 4-wire to 3.5 millimeter? Four-wire ClearCom, maybe? ClearCom. ClearCom intercom using 4-wire connections to other devices. I just had a cable made with 2 females and 1 male, and 2 female and 2 male XLRs on it. This section shows various ways to connect a ClearCom 4-wire ports to other ClearCom devices and third-party 4-wires. All right, we're struggle bussing here with this article. So that's cool, though. It's just a... Okay. Because I'd like to clean it up if I can. Because I don't necessarily want a cable coming out of the front of the ATEM. I'd rather have it all behind in the cabinet. So, but let's see if there are any photos. Mini XLR 4-pin. Nope, not that one. 4-wire interface cable for ClearCom RJ45 to XLR male and female. Interesting. It's an interesting idea. Okay. All right. Well, I'll have to think about that. I'll have to think about how to do that. Because we could just either run out of the ATEM or we could run out of the board. We have open channels on the board, so we could just send the same output, the program output, through the board to the little Saramonic unit, and then just use wireless headsets across the fleet. And then from there, just integrate the audio 3.5 into the little hub and turn it down so that you can constantly hear what's going on the program, but you can talk over it if you need to. Yeah, let me think it through. All right, folks. Well, that is really cool. Always good stuff. I always learn a whole lot when you guys hang out with me, so thanks for spending some time. I'm going to check out the EarTech Crew wireless headset communications and also dive in a little bit more into these in-ear monitors that were suggested. So always happy to hear more. Oh, yeah, I've seen these EarTech units. There's a wired version here for this one, eh? That's cool. All right, so always a blast, guys. And, you know, if you have $20 to spend on Amazon, go ahead and pick up the MEE audio Pebbles and give them a go. They're not going to revolutionize the way that you listen to music, but they are certainly comfortable, and they don't plug your ears or get covered in earwax. And so definitely recommend going down that route if you want, and to try those out. I will be back online next week, and then I'm in Nashville again that weekend. And so I'm here this week, back in Nashville next week. So you should see me on the show. Again, we will hopefully be doing a Netgear show, but if not, I'll change it by Wednesday or so, just so that you guys know what's coming up, and we'll plan on doing that the next time around. So, hey, I got to head out. Need to get a room ready and drop off a computer to one of our IT groups to look at. It's nice sunny here in Fred Hutch. Feel free to hit me up on LinkedIn about those in-ears. Will do. Hey, thanks for the offer. I always appreciate that. And yeah, folks, if you need to reach out to me, you certainly can here on YouTube or over on Facebook as John O'Canute, or you can find me on LinkedIn or on Twitch. And so all of those places you can reach out, have a chat with me, and get in touch. I do some freelance work for AV installations on networks and things like that. Done a few jobs since January, since I've kind of started a new job. So feel free to reach out, and I have all that information if you're interested in something like that. But in the meantime, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other out there. Always important. And we hope to see you next week, even if it's just to hang out and chat. But we'll hope to see you next time as we explore a little bit more of technology and a little more figuring out life and how to make things easier. And you guys always give me as I try to do for you too. So take it easy. We'll see you in about 1 week, and we'll talk to you then. Bye, guys.